Hi everyone, this is David and welcome to week 4 live chat, the last chat in this course. Please dry your tears as we soldier forward through this sad occasion of the last chat in this course and as you finish up this course. I welcome everyone. One of the things that Maria and I were just talking about is this idea of what do you do with your website after you have built it? That's a very good question. It also raises the question of what I'm going to do with your website. And so let me show you what I'm going to do or what I have done. For example, let's go to week 3 discussions. And as you know, you uploaded your websites there. So I'm going to go into week 3 discussion, and this is the same thing that I'm going to do with what you upload as your final product. Let's see, let's take a look at Matt's here. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to click on your zip file, and you'll see that it will download to my computer. Click, and you'll see down the left hand. By the way, is everybody seeing my screen? I hope to God you are. Can you type or say yes?
Yes.
Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah, seeing mine.
Okay, great. So as you see, Matt's website is downloading. It has 1 second left. Okay, it just finished. So I go to downloads, and I'm going to minimize this a little bit, and I drag your zip file to my desktop, and I, with all protections in place, extract it. So Matt just got extracted, and so there is his extracted file right there. Now, I'll open this up, and I'm going to look for a file named index, and I better find a file named index. And as you know, Matt had some problems. Matt did not have a file named index. After spending about an hour with Matt's document here, I finally found out that these are his index files up in here. And so you click on one, and you see this website comes up. Now, as of now, the website is displaying in what's called the local host. My computer, my desktop, is serving as the local host. Now let's go to someone else on the discussion board, because I didn't want to upload that file in the way that I'm about to show you. I think this one worked really well. Let's do this one on the Voicethread. Roxana. Okay. I'm going to download Roxana's zip file. As you see, it has downloaded to my computer. I go to downloads, and there is Roxana's. I pull it out, I unzip it, and again, this is how I'm going to be grading you. I extract it, do away with the zip file. Now here's Roxana's file. Here's where the magic must happen. Whenever I open up this file, I should find an index. There you go, an index HTML file. And when I click on that, that opens up her website on my local host. But that's not how I'm going to actually grade it. Here's how I'm going to grade it. I'm going to open up, and this is what I wanted to show Maria. Whenever you have created a web page, nobody else but you can see that web page until you have uploaded it to a web server. Although Roxana has a web page here, and it opens up on my local computer, my local host. By the way, Roxana, you don't have a title on your web page. You haven't given your web page a title yet. Let me show you how to do that real fast. I'll open this up in a little quickie HTML editing program. I'll go to source. and I'll go up here to Untitled Document, and we will give it the name Voicethread Instructions. And now, and I'll save it. And now when you see me open it up, you'll see that the tab actually, see the tab up here? The tab actually displays the title of the website. Be sure to give your title a website. Be sure to give your website a title. And again, you do that in the meta tag header area. Okay, so Roxana's got a website here. Good for her. But nobody can view it until it's on a web server. So I'm going to go to my FTP program. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. It's a different protocol than HTTP. It's Hypertext Transfer Protocol. I'm going to go to one of the sites that I have FTP privileges to. I'm going to do it on my own personal site, PeakWriting. I'm now connecting to the site PeakWriting. Okay, you see all those files pop up. Here are all the files that are on the PeakWriting web server, which is hosted somewhere in Bulgaria or someplace like that. I go to the public HTML folder directory. Then I'm going to go to the NU directory, the National University directory. And I'm going to create a new directory here called Finals. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to create an enter directory. And I'm going to call it Finals. Lillian's already got a project in. Now I'm going to drag Roxana's project over there. Now look at what I'm doing. I'm dragging Roxana's project to the FTP program, and her project is now uploading on my server. And this is one of the reasons that I tell you I'm going to be able looking at the compression of your images. As you can see, there's a progress bar, and it's telling me how many bytes each image is. Now, I'm going to open up a web browser, and I should be able to put in a web URL, and Roxana's site should show up in my web browser, peakwriting.com, and it's going to be NU directory, that's one directory. Finals is a second directory, /Roxana, and the real name of this should be the name of the website, not Roxana Flores. It should be Voicethread. And inside of that directory is a file called index.html, and I put in index.html. Now, whenever I hit return on this web browser, and you could do the same thing. If you copied this this URL right here, and you put it in any web browser on your computer right now, her website would show up just like that. So if I took this URL right here, I went back to the classroom, and I put it down here in the chat box so that everyone could see it. Now everyone, click on that link, and Roxana's website should open up in your web browser. And the reason that Roxana's site opens up in your web browser is that her website now exists on a web server, a public HTML web server that anybody in the frickin' world can access. So after you build these pages, you're going to have a way to upload them. A lot of teachers use WordPress. A lot of teachers use Weebly. A lot of teachers use, Edu blogs. But if you're going to use HTML pages as a way of teaching, and I encourage you to do so, you have to have a web server on which to upload those files. And so that's exactly that's exactly how I'm going to grade you. Now, let's go back to the classroom. Are there any questions about that about how you're going to be graded and why your index file has to be named index. And there can't be anything in that folder that you send to me except the assets that belong on the web page.
Hi, this is Brenda. I'm just not sure exactly where to name the web page in the web page, in the code. I kind of, I saw you do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
I didn't get it
Here you
exactly.
Go. No problem. Let's do it again. Here's a website my son did for class. So we go to index, and you open it up with, I open it up with a different web browser. I'll open it up with Dreamweaver this time. Maybe that was the problem. Just takes a little bit longer to open up Dreamweaver than it does the other one. They're both the same. The title of a website goes in between the two title tags. You see the title tag that I'm highlighting now, Brenda? It goes head. Well, first it goes the HTML type that you use, doc types HTML. Then it goes HTML language, English. This is going to be English as opposed to Polish. Then here's the head, first header tag. Here's some metadata, and then will come the title tags. And you put in the title between the two title tags. You see those?
Yes, I think I can create them if they don't exist.
They will exist. Any web page that you open up, any HTML document that you open up in Dreamweaver will have a complete header. And a complete header includes a title, and it will say untitled document, whichever untitled document you're on at that particular time.
Okay.
But all HTML pages that you create in Dreamweaver will have a set of title tags to it, and that's where you name the website.
And that name doesn't have to be index HTML. That can be the name of my website, and then just as long as I save it as index.html.
That is correct. That is correct. You have correctly seen the difference. Here is the index HTML. Let's upload my son's site. It's called Santee. We'll put it up here. He had a choice of doing a poster or a PowerPoint or a website. So I told him to follow the same videos I gave you guys, and he built this little website. We're going to open up a web browser, and you'll see why it has to be named index. We go HTTP PeakWriting, and it goes directory NU, directory files, directory Santee, and then the page. And there should be an index page in there, and we'll pull down the thing, and there it is, index.html. And there's a sign. Now, anybody in the world can put in that HTML, that URL, excuse me. Anybody in the world can put in that URL, and it will open up in a web browser. So that's the point that I was making to Brenda right before class began.
I think it was to Maria. This is Brenda. I think you were making the point to Maria.
Oh, God.
It's okay. But my question is, that PeakWriting.com website is free.
No,
we don't
actually,
have to pay for it yet. We can. Are you paying
you
for
do
it?
not. Yes, I pay $175 a year, and I use it to test out your websites.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you have an instructional need and you need some server space and you want me
Mhm.
to host something for you, I'd be happy to host something for you
I see.
because I have almost unlimited bandwidth program for $175 a year.
I
So
see.
if you want me to host something for you until you can get your own servers set up, I'd be happy to do it.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. But that's what I was curious. Like, who's paying for PeakWriting? So it is you that is paying
Yeah,
for PeakWriting. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
that's right. Yeah, AIU is paying for AIU marketing. The effect I'm supposing you're seeing these different sites I have access to. Here's the EWC site that I have access to at Maryland. Of course, Maryland pays for that. Uh, Pearson pays for theirs. UMUC again. So yeah, all those people pay a good bit of money to have server space. Okay, let's open up your classroom and go through your assignments. As you saw coming into the classroom, I don't know if you saw it or not, but this week is all about evaluation. We're on the E in the evaluation. We're on the E of the adding model, which is the evaluation part. So let's go to week 4, and you'll see that your assignments focus on this idea of evaluation. The first evaluation that you'll be doing is on the discussion board. On the discussion board, you're going to be uploading, again, your final zip file. And this final zip file will be one that students must critique. Let me blow this up so you can see it a little bit better. It's kind of at the bottom of the page down there. Okay, hopefully you can see that a little bit better. So part 1 is to post your web page as a zip attachment. It's a trial run of your site, just like last week. And then you're going to critique 2 other students' learning projects. In other words, you're going to go through them and evaluate them, showing off your web design, web programming chops. You're going to be answering such questions as, how did the designer's approach differ from your own? What advice would you give to the designer about mapping performance objectives to the mechanics? In other words, does the website provide enough and the correct instruction to achieve the performance objective set out to be achieved by the author? Also, you're going to be taking a look at it from a CRAP standpoint, C-R-A-P standpoint. The big thing is National University wants you to be able to say this is right or this is wrong, and then back it up with a quote or two from your textbook, something from your material, something scholarly. That's the main thing that students usually get tripped up on. They're usually pretty good at giving critique, and this class has been excellent about giving formative feedback to each other. I've been really, really pleased that teachers have been teaching each other in this class. It's been wonderful to see. So don't get tripped up by this need in this final step to have to refer to some kind of outside source when you make a statement about the web page that you're critiquing. So that's my big warning there. Let's not mess up a good thing. Also, in week 4, you have another evaluation assignment, and that is actually a 2-part evaluation assignment that is found in week 4 assignment, media-based learning objects. Part 1 is you're going to revise your learning object. Let me blow this up. That looks pretty small. You're going to revise your learning object based upon the feedback that you're giving. So week 4 this week, I'm kind of worried about you guys because there's nothing up there yet and you're not getting any feedback. And getting a second pair of eyes on something can be really helpful for broken links, for colors that look okay to you but don't work for other viewers. I know, I forget who it was who designed the website that has the eagle as its mascot, as its high school mascot. All of the text was black text on a dark green background. That looked okay to that designer, but it's not okay because there wasn't enough, let me highlight it for you, contrast. And so I told him to change all of this text to white, and I even did it as a test on my own on computer, and it definitely all needed to be white because there was not the C in the CRAP being followed. Those kinds of things can slip by you because you've worked so much on this project, and it's kind of become imprinted in your mind, and it's going to be difficult for you to see things that others can see. So I'm getting kind of worried, and I want you guys to go ahead and get something up. The big thing, new thing, that you have to do this week is to write your postmortem document. Writing a postmortem, this is part of your evaluation phase in the instructional design process. After everything is over, you go back and do a postmortem. And the postmortem can consist of any number of questions. These particular questions are taken from a Michael Greer postmortem model. And you ask yourself very personal kinds of questions. Are you proud of your finished deliverable? What is good about it and what is wrong with it? Now, if you say such and such is good about it or such and such is wrong with it, would you please back that up with a source? If you say this is good, it's good that I have embedded this video. Could you then please quote something from a scholarly source that says that's a good way to teach these days? In other words, that's kind of what National University is looking for on the master's level. But you're also going to talk about the frustrating part of the project. I can answer that for you. Too many versions of Dreamweaver going on at the same time, and that has certainly been very frustrating for me. I have had to do a lot of catch-up with you guys, trying to provide you up-to-date videos with this constantly moving target of Dreamweaver Creative Cloud. How would you do things differently to avoid this frustration? Next time, and I've already written this to the course directors, it's going to say up front, the only Dreamweaver that you can use is the current Dreamweaver Creative Cloud. That's the only one that's going to be allowed to be used. What was the most gratifying, professionally satisfying part? What methods in your work? This is taking a really kind of deep look at your working habits, your workflow, which is very important. Did you not plan enough? Did you overplan? Have you gotten better at planning? And if so, what do you now know about planning that you didn't know? Which of the methods were frustrating to you? Of course, learning Dreamweaver itself was your main task. You're not expected to be a Dreamweaver expert, but you should be able to go forward now with the tools, with the basic knowledge, to learn enough to build basic web pages, whether it be in a WYSIWYG program like Weebly or EduBlogs or WordPress. You know enough now about HTML to take care of business and get things up. If you could wave a magic wand and change anything about it, what would you change? Well, certainly mine is going to be getting everybody using the same Dreamweaver program. So that critique should, I guess, be what, a page and a half, 2 pages long, and you'll be okay. But that's really the only new thing that you're doing this week. Okay, let's go back to the classroom and see if you guys have any questions. A lot more people have joined us. and I'll be sure to make note of that. Okay, questions?
Hello, this is Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
I was just curious. Hi, when is this all due? Is it due on Sunday or is it due on Saturday by midnight?
Oh, I haven't given that speech yet.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. There's a whole speech that goes with this. For some reason, National University has its classes ending on Saturday on midnight. I think that's fine for most classes. However, whenever you're working with multimedia, whether it be HTML, Flash, videos, whatever, there's always I don't want to use any bad words here, but something's going to mess up. There's always the foobar factor. And so I set the deadline at Sunday night, midnight. And if foobar comes knocking at your door, all I ask is that you send me an email and say, I'm not going to make the Sunday night deadline, and tell me when you're going to have it in. It has to be in on Monday or Tuesday, because I have to post grade on Wednesday. If you can't get it in on Monday or Tuesday, I have to give you an incomplete in the course. But no, Saturday, definitely not. Sunday night is what you should shoot for. But if things happen, and they will happen, although not so much in this class, because last week was really kind of a dry run. But I would say for 80% of the people in this class, I don't think anything's going to happen. But if something should happen, give me a call or send me an email, and let's work through it. Try to get it in on Monday or Tuesday. If not, you're going to have to get an incomplete. And you have 6 months. If you get an incomplete, you have 6 months to make up the incomplete. The only problem is that you're on to your next course, as well as your usual daytime job and your family, and you've got this incomplete hanging over your head. It's not a good position to be in. Okay, Brenda, does that answer your question?
It does, and I think you did give the speech, but I was curious since it was the last week of school, or class, I should say.
I see what you're saying.
Yes. So I have another question, and that question is, how different do you expect the final web page to be as opposed to the web page we uploaded during week 3?
That's a great question. What my stuttering there? That's a great question, Brenda. Go ahead.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
No, because I'm like, I'm going to upload the same one, but I'm just joking. I've been working on it. I've been trying to improve my web page, of course.
Here's what I try to do. In week 4, as I showed you, I do not open up your website on my local host. I upload it to my web server, and I generate a URL, and I browser test it in 3 different browsers. And I really do try to look at it for the first time as if I were a learner.
Okay.
And I click on everything, I read everything, I watch every video, and I give it the most thorough evaluation that I can, as if I were a learner, of course, but I'm actually a test user. But I'm also, at the same time, as your teacher, I'm also evaluating it using the CRAP principles, using information architecture principles, using teaching principles, How well did you scaffold the lesson? How well does your text match with your graphics? Are your graphics visible? Are your graphics helpful? Does the video play? Is the video on point, or does the video take off point? Is the video too long, too short? Is the video appropriate? All those kinds of things that you would look at.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my process for when you turn these things in.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
And I'm going to send you guys, whenever I grade your final projects, I'm going to put in the URL. And you will be able to click on that PeakWriting URL and view your own website in as many browsers as you wish to view it in. Safari, Opera, as well as the big three, Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorer. Of course, Internet Explorer, thank God, is going away. It is now, what is it? Microsoft Edge? What is it called? Edge?
Yes, I think it's Edge.
Okay. So thank God Internet Explorer is going away. As web programmers, you're still going to have to program for it for years to come. But at least it's not going to affect as many people. Internet Explorer, if you don't know, was and is a terrible, horrible, pathetic web browser that has made hackers and other malicious people millions and millions of dollars. Gosh, I think we got some people who want to go and get on with their holidays. Seriously, go ahead.
I have questions. If no one else has any questions, I always have plenty. I was curious if maybe you could go over how to change the header yet one more time, because I'm having a hard time with that.
Are you using one of the old Dreamweaver templates? Do you want to share your screen? We'll let everybody else go.
The one that you posted originally is one of the Dreamweaver templates that I'm using.
The one that I regret posting now? That one?
It's possible. It's possible.
Oh, God, I regret posting that. I had no idea that Creative Cloud had changed so much. Anyhow, why don't we let Brenda, the rest of the class go?
Okay.
We'll dismiss class, and I'll give you presenter privileges. We will take a look, and I will walk you through that little header thing. And anybody who wants to watch it is welcome to watch it.